How are you guys doing this afternoon? Tonight, what's on the menu at Grammie Nae Nae's is a cabbage recipe that I kind of invented myself. I took it from like a cracked slaw recipe, and just kind of did some more stuff because we do like Chinese food and Asian food, but like I said, I'm more of a Southern cook, so I kind of turned this into something for us that we would like. And I'm going to start with a pound of ground turkey. Let's go ahead and get some heat on here. We're starting it all the way from the beginning. And we're going to go ahead and add a cup of, I have red onion, but you can use whatever kind of onion you have. And we're going to get that cooking. And let's see what else we've got over here. I'm just kind of going through what I've got. So we've got a pound of ground turkey in there. We have a cup of red onion. And like I said, any kind of onion you want. We got a half a can of black beans that are rinsed. I've got, I believe this is a 1/3. This is a 1/4. A 1/4 cup of Worcestershire. And I can say Worcestershire. Every time I think about Worcestershire, I think about the Three Stooges. And he said, I can't say Worcestershire sauce, but he said it perfectly. And this is about a half a cup. I like to use these pretty measuring cups, but I don't want to use a whole half a cup. So it's about a half of that. And that is balsamic vinaigrette dressing. That's the dressing, not just balsamic vinaigrette. It's the dressing. And I use that for everything. And then this is probably about a half a cup of salsa. And it's mild. If I was cooking just for me, I would have me some hot sauce in there, but my husband don't like spice. So you'll notice a lot of times I don't add spice, but you can add red pepper flakes. Remember, when you're in your kitchen, you are the boss. You the boss of the stove, you the boss of the pan, and you the boss of the IKEA spoon. Okay? The IKEA spoon, that's my favorite. And then I have just one of the bags of the chopped coleslaw mix. You can buy a head of cabbage and chop it yourself, but girl, I work, so I try to make things as easy as I can, and it's chopped so fine that it doesn't take it long to cook. So that's what we're going to do. Sometimes I'll put a can of tomatoes in here, like chili tomatoes or Italian tomatoes or just chopped stewed tomatoes, but I didn't really have a can tonight, so that's why I'm going with the salsa. And it kind of has our bell pepper and everything, and the salsa is wonderful to use. Let's get some heat going to this. This isn't one. And my turkey's a little bit frozen. For some reason, it didn't thaw out all the way. I forgot to set it out this morning, and I had them set it out right after school. It's about 6 o'clock now. It won't take it long. So let's let it get some heat. It doesn't take this long to cook at all. This is something that's easy. We might break away and come back, but we'll get started getting some heat on it. Come on, get some heat, boy. Sometimes with turkey, you might have to add a little oil to it because it doesn't make a lot of oil. Especially the turkey breast that's like this, the ground turkey breast. Because it's lean, mean, and ready to eat. Well, as soon as we fry it up. It doesn't look like much of nothing when it's in the pan like that, but it will be delicious. And this is I would say this is considered low carb, all except for the black beans, and you could leave those out. And you could add something else. You could add, I don't know, what else you would want in there, you know, different kind of veggies. You could add all kinds of veggies. You could add squash, cucumber. I say cucumber weird. That's all right. You could add all kinds of things in here. And make it delicious, delicious. So, Grammie Nae Nae is going to be doing a lot of cooking shows right now, but I'm also going to do some gardening shows with you. And maybe just kind of walk you through and show you things outside of my yard and tell you what I want in the next couple of days. Kind of give myself a break because this kitchen is hot. This kitchen doesn't have air in it, and I've mentioned that before, and I'm hoping sometime this week they get out here and get our air fixed. We've got to have some ductwork done too, so that's what's taking so long. We have to have all that stuff done. So, we're cooking, and we got this one piece of frozen. And I tell you, it's nice to have everything thawed out, but working people sometimes have to come home and start from a frozen piece of meat, and it's okay. It'll work. Just turn that down. Instead of me adding some oil to this, I'm going to add just a little bit of water. I'm going to go over here. I've got this little bowl right here. Get it out of my strainer. I'm going to put me a little water in here. rinse it out. I always like to double rinse. You know, sometimes though I get crazy with the soap, man. I get crazy with it because I like the stuff clean. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of water. We're going to add a good bit of water to it later. And I tell you, when we get to the next part where we start adding everything, if you had some good chicken stock or good beef stock, that's good. I didn't have any tonight. Sometimes I have all that stuff and then I just use it up and then I go to the store and forget to replace it. But here's the thing. Being a good cook is using what you've got. That's how my grandma taught me and how my mama taught me. You use what you got in there. And for some reason, my stove is just not wanting to cook tonight unless it's on high, so that's what we're going to let it cook on. So, we're going to, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cut away. We're going to cut away, and we're going to let this fry all the way up, and when it's done, we're going to bring you back, and I'm going to show you the seasonings. Okay? All right, we'll be right back in a minute. Okay, we're back. The ground beef is just about all browned up. And I was going to say something else, too. I like my onions chunky. If you don't like your onions that chunky, you can dice your onions. If you don't like onions, don't put onions in there. But I like my onions, and I like my meat chunky. So I want to make sure that all that turkey is cooked. You want to make sure your turkey, chicken, anything like that, you are cooking it through and it's looking good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add this cabbage in. Like I said, if you ain't making a mess, you ain't having a good time. You got to make a mess in the kitchen. Got me some coleslaw in the oil. Set that bowl over there. And then we're going to stir this around. We're going to have to add some more water to this because this cabbage is going to need some oil to cook in. It's going to need some stuff. And then let me get some more water. Maybe you just stay on that. I'll get some water. This time I'm going to come over and I'm going to have a pretty good sized glass of water going down. Like I said, this is good if you've got chicken broth. You can add chicken broth to it, but I'm just going to add a little bit of water. We don't need a lot. And let's get that temperature going real quick. I dropped a piece of cabbage down there and I keep stepping on it. It's driving Grammie Nae Nae crazy, so we'll get that up. So let's get this all stirred in. Now I said stirring. And this is going to look good. This is going to taste good. It don't take long. That cabbage does not take long to cook. So now what we're going to do is, excuse me, Megan, I need to get to my stuff. We're going to add this salsa in here. It's half a cup of it. That's going to give us just enough acid in there and some tomatoey taste to make it taste good. We're going to add some black beans, black pepper. We are going to put black pepper in there. We sure is. We're going to add that black pepper in just a minute. Yes, we will. Let's get that all stirred in there. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some black pepper. And I think I'm going to add about a teaspoon of black pepper. Because this seasoning salt that I love to use from Aldi's is going to have some cracked pepper in it anyway. So, now, this, honey, I don't measure it. I just put it in there to my eye. And I put it in there about like that. And it's got garlic salt in it and cracked salt and cracked pepper. And this is a little bit more garlic powder. Because you need that garlic powder in there to make it taste good. You see now the cabbage is making its own water. It's cooking down. It's cooking down in there. And this smells so good. Like I said, Grammie Nae Nae needs to figure out how to have some smell-o-vision. Okay, and then this is 1/4 a cup of Worcestershire. And then we're going to do a half a cup of balsamic vinaigrette dressing, salad dressing, okay? Salad dressing. Now, that's how we like it. We're going to put that in there and we're going to let that cook down. And that's got all of our good seasonings in there. And this is healthy for you. It's turkey. And like I said, this time you can add corn. You can add any kind of vegetable you want in there. It's no... I don't know if Brussels sprouts would be good because you already got the cabbage. But you can add pretty much anything you want in there. I'm saving the green onion because I'm going to top my bowl off with that green onion. We need some pretty color. So, you watching that, Megan, while it's cooking? I'll put up my seasonings. You're going to cover it with the lid, and you're going to turn it down and let it simmer. And it's going to simmer probably for about 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, we're going to come back again, and I'm going to show you the finished product, okay? All right. We are back, and this is done. And you can see it is bubbling hot. Look at that deliciousness. Look at that deliciousness of all that good in there. Like I said, you can put anything you want in it. We're trying to keep it a little bit low carb tonight. It would be good with some cornbread in there. Would be good with some other things, but let me show you how we plated it up. And right now, it's hotter than a firecracker, so you can't eat it. It's hot. But what I'd like to do, and I cut up some green onion over here. Take a little bit of green onion, put it on the top like that. And you got yourself a meal in a bowl. Anyway, y'all have a good night, and thank you for joining us. And I think Grandpa Harold probably just popped in there because he's ready to eat some of this. But y'all have a good night, and thank you for joining me. Until next time. Thanks for watching Grammie Nae Nae. And also like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye-bye.